Hey, welcome back. Now we're at the R&D Center here at MagnaFlow with Richard Waitas. I've been virtual drifting all morning in San Hubinette's 2010 Challenger. We got another special guest coming in, racing last night.
Currie, he just got off the Lucas Oil race in his Frontier. We had some headers we built for him, same kind of program we're running. We're doing some testing on his car.
All right, some serious off-road racing coming up, but since we're in the R&D Center, why don't you show us some of the newest technologies coming out in our vehicles these days?
Yeah, actually, we take a lot of what we've just learned from our race teams, and that's what the Curries, the Sam Hubinettes out there about durability, and of course building a product that can survive that really radical environment. And here's what we get. We have our emissions world mandating these manifold cats. It's a closed coupled catalytic converter really close to the engine.
Right, I mean, we all know that catalytic converter, that's what changes the bad gases into good gases. Well, it used to be sort of a manifold, you know, maybe a downpipe, and somewhere downstream was a catalytic converter. But now that converter's having to be pushed farther and farther up, because the closer you can get to that cylinder head, the faster it's going to get hot when you start the engine, the sooner it's going to work, the less emissions come out the back. So these are getting very, very complicated. I mean, you can see, you know, we've got sort of a tubular structure, we've got V's coming together, we've got the cats that all has to blend back together. So not the easiest parts in the world to make.
Not at all, and as you can see in the different designs, every manufacturer is going to have a unique approach, and we have one thing to our advantage in the aftermarket is what we have is hindsight. We can see that there are some design concessions that were made at the time of building, just make that work with the current technology. And when we get to our part, we're actually able to consolidate that, look at the history and find out and make a better collector. Instead of having this long tube 4-into-1 type collector, we can shorten tube length, deliver that heat to a necessary part quicker, and building a proprietary 4-into-1 collector, we're able to distribute that heat across the face of a larger brick in the same area. And that leads us to our next thing, is we do a lot of competitive analysis, and a lot of times what we get from the field, whether it's the exhaust shop who's trying to build that on his own, or watching what our competitors have done to try to build a component to fit in that same situation.
Yeah, some of the competitors just aren't quite living up to it. Now, they probably got the flange and the outer location in about the right spot, but this is a pure fail. I mean, look at the flows here. You've got 90s, 90s, 90s. You've got impingements. You're obviously going to have heat and thermal stress issues, as well as, I mean, you can just plainly look at the thing and see that performance is going to drop.
And that's just it as well. We're not necessarily worried too much about performance. We want that engine to deliver the horsepower that it was designed to. In this design, you can see there's going to be problems with that. On top of the fact, we're going to see those kinds of stress-related failures we saw on Sam's car when the heat accumulation and the welding wasn't taken consideration in design.
Right. Now, material is always important, too. So, you know, even then we had stainless material. All the OEs are going to stainless because the longevity of what the emissions need to do in the vehicle is absolutely critical. So in the old days, we used to use aluminized tubing. Now we're stepping up to the higher grade stainlesses, and you can even see here the old crush bends, but you guys are what, all mandrel nowadays, right?
Yep, we're going with mandrel and stainless.
Yeah, so, you know, some of the interesting new designs that are coming out, some of the new technologies that are found in your vehicle, we're going to take it to the next step, but we're going to take a break.